This video is about how to quit porn in 30 days. And I'm not going to tell you to just use willpower because that never works. I'm going to show you how to rewire your brain step by step so you can finally break free. Thank me later. Because the reason I'm making this video is in another life, I couldn't even make it a week without going back. I swear. I tell myself, this is the last time I'm ever going back to porn. How could I ever even like this stuff? And then 3 days later, I'd relapse. Something would happen, life would get stressful, I'd get overwhelmed, and I'd go back to porn. Do you have that feeling too? You hold strong for a couple days, and then it's like an invisible force just kind of pulls you back in. That's because porn hijacks your brain's reward system. And each time you watch it, your brain is getting a huge spike of stimulation. And almost nothing can compare to that except illegal drugs and alcohol, which is not so good. Because over time, your brain is going to start craving more novelty in what you watch, more intensity, and eventually, normal life and normal relationships feel kind of boring. And that's no good. Think of your brain like a phone battery. Every time you watch, it gets this massive spike, like plugging your phone into a supercharger. But the problem is, once your brain gets used to that level of stimulation, again, normal things feel boring. That's like trying to charge your phone with like a little wire, right? It's not going to work. Conversations feel boring. Work feels dull. Love feels flat. Real intimacy doesn't hit the same. And that's because porn gives your brain false expectations and it spikes your baseline of stimulation way too high. But the good news, your brain can reset. And in 30 days, if you do this right, you'll start enjoying normal life again. Your focus starts coming back, your motivation starts coming back, and even your relationships start to feel alive again. Because imagine how different life would be if you woke up and you didn't have to fight urges every single day because your brain is already rewired. But we need to understand something first. The first 30 days are about letting the system reset. You have to start letting natural rewards like conversations, building towards the life that you want, and having better relationships. You have to let those sources of happiness and joy fill the hole that adult content used to. And I want to give you a warning. The first couple of days, maybe even the first couple of weeks, you're going to feel off. You are, okay? Because your brain is craving more. It's craving intensity. But life isn't about intensity. So you have to really ride that first 30 days. Okay, but after the 30 days, you will notice a very big difference in how you live in your day-to-day life. But how do you actually quit? What's the process over the course of the 30 days we can actually stop watching porn? Step 1 is get your numbers right. It's kind of like going to the gym. Imagine trying to get stronger in the gym, but you never write down your weight. You never write down how many reps you do. How would you know if you're improving? Guesswork? The answer is you're not going to know if you're improving. So here's what you do. Track how often you watch porn right now. Or if you already cut back, track how many urges you get. Write it down on a sticky note, on a piece of paper, on a gum wrapper, in your phone. It doesn't matter because you need to know your baseline. Unless you know your baseline, you're always going to be guessing. And the truth is, if you're guessing, you're already losing. Again, imagine going to the gym and the weights, instead of saying a number, it just says a question mark. That's absurd. Like you wouldn't do that, right? And step 2, now that you have your numbers, you need to replace the urge because habits are very hard to erase, but they're very easy to replace because every action that we do fills some kind of need. It could help with boredom. It could help with stress. It could help with anxiety, but you're going to porn for a reason, to feel better, to pass the time, to relieve stress. I don't know what your reason is, but you have a reason. So what we need to do is understand your reason. Why do you keep going back to pornography? Is it when you're overwhelmed? Is it when you're bored? Is it when you're stressed? Like, why do you go back? And next time you go back and you realize it, you need to find another way to fulfill that specific emotion. For example, one of my clients used to go back to porn every time he got into an argument with his wife. So instead of running to a screen, I suggested that he grabs a notebook, goes somewhere private, and whenever he gets into an argument with his wife, write down exactly what he's feeling. Write down the problem, write down her side of the story, his side of the story, and let all the emotions out. And 5 minutes later, the anger was gone. And he did not go back to pornography because the emotion was filled. So another guy replaced his stress watching with a 10-minute bike ride. He told me that he would go back to pornography every time he felt stressed. So I suggested, hey, do you like going on a bike ride? Do you like going on walks to relieve your stress? And he said, yeah. And I told him, okay, so if you do that every time you get the urge, not only are you getting your steps in, not only are you doing a little cardio, you're clearing your head, you're getting some natural sunlight, you're letting the urge pass and you're fulfilling the need in a healthier way. It's not about removing the need. It's about replacing how we actually meet the need. Think of it like eating junk food versus healthy food. You're hungry. You're going to eat something, but it depends what you choose to eat, right? All right. So the last and final step is, now that we have our numbers and now that we're replacing the urges, we need to combine the two. Okay? Now, we're not just going to track your urges, but we're going to track how many times you replace the urge so that we can start seeing real progress. It's kind of like keeping score in a game. Without a scoreboard, you don't know who's winning, you don't know who's losing. But once you start writing it down, you'll see, okay, this week I had 15 urges, but I replaced 10 of them with healthy actions. And that's a win. You're getting better. That's proof that your brain is rewiring. However, if you just listen to this information and don't do anything, you'll fall into the same trap over and over and over again. You'll feel stuck, and the truth is, until you learn how to track the urges and replace the urges, you're never going to break free. But if you actually do this stuff, you're going to notice something. Life starts to feel exciting again. Things that used to feel boring start to light you up. You'll be present with people instead of just distracted and in your head. And you'll be able to really start working on your goals. Can you see how that can change everything for you? And like I said, information is nice, but nothing changes unless you do something. So start today. Track your urges, replace them, and keep score. And I get it. Quitting porn is hard by yourself. So if you want a more personal plan and real accountability so you don't slip, I'm opening one-on-one root sessions. So we can hop on a call, figure out your exact triggers, and build a game plan for you specifically to quit porn for good. The link is below. So if you want that kind of personalized help and you want someone like me to be there guiding you through this journey, click the link below and let's have a conversation. Because imagine yourself in 30 days from now, not waking up with any guilt, not hiding, not wasting hours, but actually proud of who you are. That's possible. So click the link below and let's make it happen.